Alright guys, welcome into the ultimate budget loadout building video. This is relevant as of July of 2024, and you know what, I'm going to kick it off with the agents because we always sort of do them in the middle or last. The first agent you can see here, this is T-side. They are sleeveless. It's Professor Shamat from the Elite Crew. You couldn't see too much there, but this is actually how he looks in game. I think for $2.35, this is actually a really cool budget agent. Obviously, you're not getting a flashy watch, flashy bracelets, tattoos, anything like that. But with how he looks in-game, without being over the top, just looks slick for the price. I actually really like this. And then on the CT side, and this is the one I'm going to use while we go through the weapon skins, it's going to be the Michael Cypher's FBI agent, which gets these nice, fairly sort of neutral grey sleeves that will work good with most of the default, or it will work good with the default gloves. In regards to how he looks in-game, this is it. You can see what I mean. Very much grey across the board, which helps with that neutral element rather than it being like the blue or green sleeves that we typically get with CT agents, and he is $4. Now, before I dive into all the weapon skins and all that goodness, just to remind you of the giveaway that we're running this month is for this knife that you've been seeing on screen. Bowie knife, Crimson Web, in field tested. To enter this, all you have to do, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then leave a comment down below of your favourite skin from today's video. Good luck to those entering, and yeah, let's crack through the weapon skins. If you're looking for the best place to buy and sell your Counter-Strike skins, then check out today's sponsor, Skinport. Skinport offers a fast, smooth, easy, and secure experience for buying and selling skins, and it's much cheaper when compared to buying on the Steam market. Let's take a budget combo, for example. On Skinport, you can get this for under £240, but on the Steam market, it would cost you about £310. That's a £70 saving that you could use towards other skins for your loadout. So whether you're looking for budget skins, building your first full loadout, or an experienced collector with no buying fees and a 4.9 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot, Skinport has everything you need and more. Check out the link in the description, and thanks to Skinport for sponsoring today's video. So first up, we have the Glock 18 Moonrise. I know there's a lot of Glock skins under the $1, under the $2 mark. There's probably 10 we could pick here, but I think the absolute ultimate value for money budget pick has to be the Moonrise. And then when we get onto the CT side, I think it's fair to say the USP Cortex is the win here. There's an argument to be made for the Black Lotus, especially with how it then pairs with the Moonrise, but I love the sort of this off-white color with the pink. I think it's premium colors that normally come with overpay on CS for higher rarity and stuff. So under $3 for this in minimum wear, I just absolutely love. I've actually picked one up against myself recently. For those that maybe don't like the USP too much, I think the Acid H is definitely the play here. This is like $50, minimal wear, pattern based as well, so you get different colors in different areas. You can get the 4-leaf clover in different bits as well, which is just, I think, really nice. For a while, I had always been leaning towards the light reel here when it comes to the Deagle pick, but I think I'm going to have to go back to the Trigger Discipline. When I first started playing CS again properly a couple years ago, this was the first Deagle skin I picked up, and I kind of just forget that it's just over $1 for minimal wear. And again, it gets this heavy amount of pink. This one is also pattern based, but it gets this pink, gets this really nice blue. So like this, along with like the Cortex, for example, sets you up for like future upgrades that could build a really sick loadout. And I know there's going to be a lot of love for the Slate, but I think Ice Cold has to be the pick here. $7.50 for minimal wear. This skin is just a perfect value for money pick. It is this nice gradient color from the green into the blue. It looks clean as well. It has so much budget craft potential as well. So $7.50 for your main AK skin. I love this as the pick. Now, you get a little bit of flexibility with the Emperor 1S choice because it is going to be the Black Lotus. I priced for it in minimal wear, which at the time was like $13. This is the 14th of July pricing, by the way, just so you guys know. You can save a little bit by going field test at well worn. I think Battle Scar still has overpay for it, but you can save a little bit by going for a different condition. Mine is field tested with a craft on it, and I think it looks pretty good, just to show it to you guys so you can see. Obviously, it's currently being second bested by the Welcome to the Jungle, but this is how it looks to field test it. Another one that's not gotten much love recently on the channel is going to be the Spider Lily. This is $4.70 in minimal wear, and it looks good. Now, before I got this out, you did see my one, just to get out. I also have a big appreciation for Urban DD packs at the minute, because these are like sub $2 for factory new, and you can get them with nice sticker crafts on them. I think I paid, what, maybe like $10 would be the equivalent for this one. Double the Spider Lily, but obviously it's got optic stickers on it, which are a little bit more pricey. You can get a clean Urban DD pack for like that $1 to $2 mark, which I think is a nice alternative. Speaking of alternatives, I forgot to mention the Emperor 1S alternative, which is the Nightmare, which is $14. Now, the reason I like this is, I mean, there's speculation over when the Horizon case is going to go out, but I think longer term, this might be good for trade-ups and holds. Not financial advice, I don't have any myself, but I have a feeling, possibly. But the other thing is, everyone is jumping on the Black Lotus trend now, because it is very good value for money. So, I think you see lots of people with the Black Lotus. Maybe you can just stand out a bit with the Nightmare. You're going to get a few seconds to head down now and put in which op you think I've picked. You're not going to get too long. It's a few seconds. It's going to be an Aetheris. Come on, guys. Has to be. $5, minimal wear. Obviously, discussion for a duality. Same price, same condition. I like it as well. But I think the Aetheris just offers that bit more that you're getting. I think $5 for this. This is your long-term op. You don't need to upgrade. Now, I do focus the spend on those main skins that we just looked at, but you can also then get some nice filler skins for them to break the bank. My first suggestion is going to be the Deadly Poison for just over $50 in minimal wear. I actually think this is a really nice skin. And then it's going to be the Mac 10 that I actually use myself at the minute. It's going to be a minimal wear Allure. This is another $50 skin. I think this one is super cool. I love the artwork across the board. I love the little strap thing with the cloud design on it. I think this is sick. And then one of the regular appearances in our really budget series was the cassette. I'm going to go for it again here because I think 6 cent is just such a sweet spot for a nice P250. Then a Tech 9 that actually caught my eye since we used it in the C loadout is going to be the Ice Cap. This is 21 cent and actually gets a pretty nice sort of color on it. I think this actually, for the price you're paying, is quite nice. Then I've got the Famous that I used to use for ages. I still think this is a great pick. This is $1.75 in minimal wear. You can even get it in field test and save a little bit because it is a brightness skin. But then it has these vibrant colors and it opens up a lot of nice budget craft potential too if you want to. Now this one's featured a little bit more recently, multiple times for us actually, but the Gale Tuxedo for 60 cent just ticks a box for me and I really like it for this loadout. Now, for the 5.7, I'm going to spend a bit more than maybe some people would. Maybe some people just go for a scroll here. I'm going to go for the Boost Protocol for $1.60. My thinking for this is, pistols are actually not overpowered, but pistols can actually be quite impactful. Specifically the 5.7, if you get good with it, you can tear apart a tease round with this. So I think getting a good skin on it, that you don't need to upgrade at all moving forward, because this is one of the best 5.7 skins, I think it's worth it. For the Julies, honestly, I wanted to go cheap and cheerful, and I've done exactly that by going for the Shred. This is 16 cent for what you're getting here. It ticks a box, and I think they look pretty cool. You guys also probably could have put a bet on at the start of the video for which SG I was going to pick, because, again, the Aloha for 5 cent, even when it's like 7 cent sometimes, is just a no-brainer pick, man. Minimal wear for this, great colors, has an absolute vibe to it, has the scope design. I've waffled about this enough in the past month, you guys know. On the AUG side, I'm just going, cheap, cheerful, looks decent enough, and a 6 cent Tomcat kind of does this for us in minimal wear. Not many people use the AUG, and if they do pull it out, it's normally very situational, so they can sit and hold a scope where you don't see the design. But I think paying money for one makes sense. Just don't overspend if you don't use the skin, and that applies for pretty much every weapon. If you don't really use it, avoid putting too much money into it. I've made that mistake myself a lot in the past, just by the way. One pick that I really like when it comes to the XM is going to be the Slipstream. The fact this is 10 cent for minimal wear, I think it gets a really nice sort of blue color on it, but then it's got that black and grey as well, which means when you use it in the default gloves, it'll probably fit in fairly well. Then I got 2 more weapon skins for you. First up is going to be the MP7 series, 12 cent for this minimal wear. Gets some lighting effect, actually gets a decent amount of lighting effect. The blue is actually a really nice blue as well. And again, blacks and greys through it, so default gloves wise, it'll look not too bad. Now, every skin here has been minimal wear, except for the final one, which you could honestly get in minimal wear, but a lot of people love telling me about the Battle Scarred one. And I know it exists, guys, don't worry. It changes color from blue to this sort of blue, this bluey-green in Battle Scarred, which is 7 cent. So, you guys have always said, why am I picking minimal wear? I should pick Battle Scarred. Here you go, you got your Battle Scarred Abyss. I hope that ticks a box for you guys. Now, we are going to have knife and glove combos, but before we get into it, these weapon skins you've just seen are $47.46. I didn't set a budget for this, I just went through picking what I thought was in the reasonable price range per weapon that I'd want to pay, and see how it came out. It came out under $50, which I always say, I think that $25 to $50 for weapon skins is a real sweet spot. 50 to 100 basically means you can guarantee some S tier or top tier finishes on the main weapons while filling everything else out. Now, we'll stop the waffle. Let's look at the 2 combos. Now, both of these are done from the mindset of trying to keep them neutral, so if you do have mixed color skins, which we do have here, it's not too much of an issue, and then you can build around it moving forward. First combination is a very common go-to, let's be honest. It's going to be the field test on Hinge gloves, because they're so cheap, like $70 for field test it. Pairing it with a black laminate knife, I've specifically gone for the gut knife because I think it looks really cool on black laminate. This is $87 for the knife, meaning this combo is $157. Now, this may be a common pick, but it's a common pick for a reason, because it looks so good for the price you're paying for it. And obviously, as I say, it's neutral, which means as you use different skins, it's not going to be too bad. I do have a slightly more expensive option that I think might be better. Now, as I say, it's going to be neutral again, but it's going to be the Moto Glove Smoke Out in Field Tester, which are $140, so almost the same price as the previous knife and glove combo. And then the knife is going to be a classic knife, Urban Mast in minimal wear. Now, hopefully you guys can see why I've made this decision. One, first of all, I don't think I showcased the classic knife enough, and it actually can be a really good knife. So I've got it here. One of the big things with it is the idle animation that you're seeing right now. The other reason I've gone for an Urban Mast here is because you can see it pairs with the knuckle color, close enough to the knuckle color, of the Smoke Out. So it is a neutral knife, it's a neutral pair of gloves. Again, you can use it with like the mixed skins. It's not going to have too much impact, it's going to look good, but then you actually get a bit of a contrast with the knife that literally goes in a line onto the colored knuckle, which I think is actually really cool here. So we're talking just under $50 for the weapon skins, and then the combos are $157 and $255 if you want to get a combo. Plus, look at that inspect for the classic knife, man. That is cool. Now, that is going to be me for today. The purpose of this video and a lot of the content is to try and help you guys out and not feel like you have to overspend or break the bank to get a cool loadout. It's all about how the skins actually look, not the price you paid for them. I know I say this while pulling out a Welcome to the Jungle, but for example, my M4A4 is like £5. Like that's what I'm saying. So, really nice stuff across the board. Hopefully this helps at least one of you guys out in your journey of getting into skins, or maybe finding out a better sort of value for money loadout that you can build. And I'm going to end it there. I'm going to stop waffling. Before I go, a big thank you to the YouTube members that continue to support all the content I make. It is greatly appreciated. Your names are up in the lovely corner over there. Thank you very much, guys. If you guys want to become a YouTube member and get some perks and be able to support the content I'm making, check out that join button just below the video. It'll tell you about all the perks and all the goodness you can get. I'm going to end it there. Hopefully you liked it. We'll catch you in the next one, guys. Goodbye.